Yo, what's up, guys? It's Kojo Akusa once again with another video. Welcome to my channel. This is the second video I'm posting on this channel, and I'm so excited. Yeah, in the first video, I introduced myself, I let y'all know who I am, and what I plan to do with this channel, the direction that I want to go in. And I got some good feedback, I got some suggestions. One guy specifically wanted to know what got me into deep house and soulful house and how I came this far and what inspired me. And I was like, wow, that's actually a good topic for my second video. And I was like, well, that's what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, so my story is quite simple. Um, well, I grew up in South Africa, so it's pretty obvious that I would get into deep house and soulful house. Well, not really, but I just happen to love the sound. I love the beats. I think since I was a child, I used to love making lots of noise. Drumming on my mother's pots and so on. Making a lot of noise in the house. So I guess the beat was in me the whole time. So in high school, I got interested in house music. I started listening to the likes of Glenn Lewis and DJ Fresh and DJ Spoo and Oskido and all those guys on the radio. I used to um, get cassettes and record the music, with the tape recorder. And I remember even messing up some of my mother's cassettes. Used to record over my parents' cassettes. You know. And then eventually I started using my pocket money to buy compilations, cassettes, and CDs eventually. And I don't know, I just fell in love with house music, but it was only in tertiary that I started producing. I never really thought that I would be a DJ or a producer in high school. In my first year of university, a friend of mine introduced me to EJ, he introduced me to Fuji Loops. He was like, you're an artist, you can draw and all that, and I think you can also figure out these music softwares, and I was like, what is this? It was like French or Spanish or Chinese to me, but it took me about 2 weeks to a month to figure out how to use Fruity Loops. Not really to create anything, but just to make some simple beats. I didn't have anything like YouTube or anything like that to teach me how to do it. So I pretty much learned by trial and error. So yeah, it was around 2003 that I started, and since the rest is history. Around 2005, 2006, a group of me and a group of friends, I think two other friends got together and started the Beat Rebels movement. Because those days there was a certain kind of dance music, local dance music, which was very popular. It wasn't Kwaito, it was something else, I can't remember. But it was the likes of Mujava that were very popular with the kind of music. And those guys were using EJ, they were using EJ, samples from EJ, and to create this very popular music, and we're like how are these guys making hits with the same software that we have, but we wanted to create something new, something very different, because we were inspired by the international sound, so and I remember playing one track of mine for another friend of mine. I think it was a classmate in varsity, and he was like, "This is not up to standard," And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. What is the standard?" And it was like Mujava's standard. I was like, "What, really?" And also I took some music to some radio stations, and they were like, "We're not gonna play this. This is too international," And I was like, "Man, yeah," And that's how I came up with the Beat Rebels name, because I wanted to rebel, I wanted to rebel from the popular sound of those days, and funny enough, what people told me was too international. It's basically mainstream now. you know, so uh, um, that's my story. That's how I got into deep house. You know, I've always wanted to be different. I've always wanted to do my own thing. Create my own sound, my own signature. It doesn't matter what is popular. It doesn't matter what everybody is listening to, and what people say is the in thing and the new thing. Um, I've always wanted to go my own direction, and um, always create something new. One thing I really dislike is making music that sounds the same. I when I I'm okay with that signature being in my tracks, right? But I'm always trying to sound different. Um, I don't want to make 10 songs and then they all sound the same. But that has always been my thing. So I believe um, that is what allowed me to create tracks which, even after 5, 10 years, they still sound fresh. They still sound different, and yeah. So that's that's my story. Um, I'm really inspired by the likes of Glenn Lewis. Um, I'm inspired by DJ Fresh, by Vinny, by Christos. I'm inspired by um, Tim White. Those days. Um, I really loved that sound. There was just something powerful about it. And it really impacted me a lot growing up. Yeah. So, well, yeah, that's that's my story. Um, so, what I plan to do in my next video, I think I want to just kind of like maybe introduce you to my setup. Actually, my setup is very, very simple. You'd be surprised, to be shocked that I've not owned a studio in, I don't know how long. I don't have any studio equipment. It's a very simple setup. um, I've just got just my laptop. I've got my little speakers. I've got my producer headphones, and my little MIDI keyboard over there, as you can see over there. And so it I think what I think is that it's not really the tools that makes the music. It's the creator who creates the art at the end of the day. um, Good tools, they help to create a very quality product, right? But you can start with a very simple setup. Anybody can be a producer. It's very easy to learn how to be a producer nowadays. When I started, though, we didn't have so many resources like YouTube, and so next week I want to just kind of like talk about like what I use to produce, and well, I guess if you like um, what I'm talking about, you would like to see some more, like and subscribe. Do subscribe, please, and also give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like me to talk about, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.